everyone. Welcome to Mission to Inspire. My name is Shola, as you know, and we're joined today by Dr. Fidele Sebahizi. Hi, Fidele, how are you?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And he's joined us today all the way from Texas. Thank you for coming on our show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So we're going to talk about your journey, actually, Fidel, and I'm going to leave it to you to actually introduce yourself properly. I'm just going to say something that was really extraordinary when I was going through your book and your profile, which was that you're one of those inspiring figures who came from a struggling background and you are where you are, which I think is inspiring to those people who would want to be like you, one way or the other, and who are at the moment struggling now, even in Africa. So, if you want to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you.
All right. Thanks so much. As you said, my name is Fidele Sebahizi. I am from the Democratic Republic of the Congo,
Yeah.
and I've been in the United States for since 2007. It's going to be about 18 years now, and I've lived in two different states now, California and now Texas.
Okay.
And what I do on a daily basis, I'm a police officer
Ooh,
in a city called Abilene in Texas as well.
right. Okay. Wow. That is really cool. So you're a police officer now, which is great. That is inspiring. How do you find it?
Oh yeah, so uh, I've been doing this job for almost 8 years. It's going to be 8 years next January.
Okay.
So I've been enjoying it so far. So far so good. I'm still loving it.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Wow. So let's talk about your migration. Yeah. So, as the first migrant from your ethnic group, yeah, to serve as a police officer in the US, what challenges did you face and how did you overcome those?
So, in addition to that, I found out that I became the first immigrant to be a police officer in the city where I serve in Abilene, Texas. Uh, it's challenging, especially if you do something for the first time and you become the first person to do something. But it takes courage. It takes courage. It takes determination to get where you are, especially if you are the first one doing it. And I found it, very inspiring to inspire others. I get a lot of calls from people around the nation
Yeah.
asking me questions, asking me, like traffic questions, police related matters. And I enjoy answering those questions, and I found it very fascinating.
Right. Wow. 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 Thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, but was there any particular challenge that you faced at the time or up to now that you are a police officer from a minority ethnic group?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's big time. So going back to the academy in
Mhm.
2017, I
Yeah.
was challenged by multiple things, including English, just the English language. Being an immigrant from the Democratic Republic of the Congo and joining law enforcement force here, it's not easy, especially coming from, you know, overseas, coming from another country. It's not easy. It's not even easy for people who were born here,
Wow.
American born citizens.
Mm.
So when it comes to immigrants like myself, I struggled with the English language, like, it takes courage, takes a lot
Mhm.
of time,
Yeah.
and if American-born citizens
Mm-hmm.
struggle to go through the academy,
Yeah.
so for an immigrant like myself, it's
Yeah.
like two times that struggle.
Mm.
And you asked me about, as an immigrant. In my book, just chapter 6, the whole chapter it's about what I faced, what I struggled with, on streets as a police officer from Africa, with my accent,
Mhm.
with my
Mhm.
heavy accent. So how I was treated by the general population, seeing me as an outsider.
Right. Right. Of course. Of course. Of course. Wow. Hmm. That is huge. What you survived up till now. And as I say, that is a very big inspiration for people who are out there who would like to do something inspiring, especially in a country that is not of theirs, and they're there. And what you've done is just really, it's really great. Thank you so much for sharing. If
Yes,
we
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Of course.
if we talk about your educational journey, right, which is obviously extraordinary up till now, from earning your BA in creative writing to being um, going all the way up to PhD holder in criminal justice. How did your passion for education drive you to achieve such success within this very, I won't say little time, but in a very short speck of time?
I came to the United States I was thirsty for education. I
Okay.
was super thirsty. I was like, I'm gonna take advantage of all the opportunities available for me in this country,
Right.
and
Right.
I'm gonna make sure that I go to school and make sure that there's one time that I talked to myself. I was like, you know, before your name, there is that DR doctor that needs to be there one day. That DR needs to be there one day before your name.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pursue that. I'm gonna do all that I can to be a doctor one day. And as I said, I was thirsty. I was thirsty for education. I remember in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, my family was poor. Uh, I remember one time my dad struggled to find $2 a month for
Wow.
my education. two
Wow.
dollars a month for my education.
Mm.
You know, I kept telling myself, whenever I get the opportunity to go back to school, I'm going to, fully do. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go to school and do all my best. So that's what I did, and it worked out.
Oh my goodness, that it sure did work out. It sure did work out. Thank you so
Yep.
much for sharing. It sure did work out. Let's talk about your book now then. Creating Life from Ashes, which is of course your journey as well. And you talked about
It is.
resilience and faith. So when you're talking about faith, are you a Christian? What is your faith?
I'm I'm a Christian. I'm a huge believer in Jesus Christ. Yes.
Right. So talking about your resilience and faith, how did you think your faith, especially as a Christian, played a role in helping you to overcome your personal and professional challenges?
Oh yes. If I was not a Christian, if I did not have any faith,
Yeah.
I think this. I don't know if I would be talking about being a doctor or achieving all these educational and personal achievements. I'm a huge believer,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, in Jesus Christ, and I believe that my faith played a huge role in who I am right now. So always believe that God has something for me. Uh, you know, God is there for me. That God is with me. So that's where my determination comes from. That's where my resilience comes from.
Right, right. So for
Yeah.
people that would like to purchase your book, where can they purchase it? How can they get hold of it?
So my book can be found on Amazon right now. As you
Mhm.
said, it's called Creative: A Life from the Ashes, a memoir. It's a memoir. It's about my story, what I went through from the very beginning, from where I was born and where I was raised, and how I grew up, and what I went through, including struggling with life, including escaping death multiple times, like genocidal killings, including coming to the United States, struggling with the culture, struggling with the language, uh, going back to school, how I achieved that, how I overcame a lot of obstacles in order to get to that point. So
Yeah.
up to now, policing, or you know being in a police officer, being in law enforcement as an African or an immigrant. So the book has everything from the beginning, from where I was born
Right.
to up to now. Yes,
Up till now, up till now. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. So your book, Creating Life from Ashes, and you did created one of those.
I did.
Yeah, you did. You did. You
Yep.
created a spectacular life for yourself in a country that you're not even familiar with all the challenges. And if you can do it, I believe a lot of people out there too can do it. So I will urge everyone to go out and buy that book. Did you say it's on Amazon, right?
It is on Amazon. Yes.
Yeah. So it's on Amazon. So let us go out and buy that book, and I'm sure it will help us significantly to achieve what we want to achieve. Thank you so much for sharing. If we go back to your past a little bit, can you share what it was like surviving the the ethical massacre in Gatuba when you were there, and how did it actually shape your life?
All right. So that was back in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I'm from the ethnic group called the Banyamulenge in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Unfortunately, we are considered as immigrants in our country, and we've been there for
Oh my
centuries and centuries before Africa was divided. So it's one of those uh, ethnically motivated discrimination, probably found in other countries as well. So we have gone through that for decades, for many decades. So in 2004, we fled our country because of that same discrimination, and we went into Burundi. Burundi is a neighboring country, just close to, I mean, east of the Congo. So we were in a refugee camp called Gatumba. It's the refugee camp is was on the border between both countries. So we remained. It was like just a transit camp and a UN camp, of course. So we were guarded by Burundian law security forces. But unfortunately, within 2 months, our camp, only the portion of the camp. So there were two portions of the camp. One camp that was just specifically built for the Congolese refugees. The other
God.
one that was built for Burundians who were returning from other refugee camps. So
Okay.
they were returning home.
Mm.
So, but when the attack occurred, they just attacked our portion of the camp, killing over 160 people within 2 hours.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
So, yes. So after that happened,
Mm.
uh, I don't know who initiated the process of bringing the survivors to Western nations, including the United States and the UK. You have a lot of people in the UK as well.
Yeah.
We have a lot of survivors in Canada, in Denmark, all over the world.
Wow.
So that's how we survived, and that's how we ended up where we are right now. So it's a miracle itself.
Miracle. Oh my God.
Yeah,
This so in your own country you were perceived as immigrants. Why
that's
is
correct.
that? Why?
That's correct. And for centuries, as I said, for centuries, not just for decades, but for centuries. We've been in that on that soil in that country for centuries. And this is simply because we look like other people from neighboring countries like Burundi, Rwanda.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So other Congolese people, and the government has played a huge role in this, in discriminating against us, because we have had issues, you know, having a strong government
mm,
to end all this. But instead of ending, the discrimination against us, all the governments that we have had so far, including the current one, they have played a huge role in discriminating against us. That's unfortunate, but again, that's why we lived, and that's why we're still living right now.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. For others facing similarly, um, you know, obstacles, what piece of advice would you give them to stay hopeful as well as keep moving forward?
I always say it's all about determination. It's all about somebody wants to do. It's all about uh, a clear goal or a clear dream. A dream can be a dream, but if you don't have a goal pursuing it, it's gonna stay, it's gonna remain a dream. And unfortunately, a lot of dreams don't come true because we don't pursue those dreams. So it takes determination, knowing what you want to do, knowing how you want to do it. I'm going to give you an example. In 2015, I wrote a journal entry in my journal. So it was like a plan. I wrote down like a couple, steps. I was like in 2000, I don't have it in front of me. I was going to read it. It's in the book.
Yeah.
So I was like, in 2000, something, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna become this. I'm gonna become this. I'm gonna. So it was like a a step after step plan that I wrote down, and then I left that up to me to be determined and to be honest with myself and go back to that same journal over and over and over again, checking and being my own timekeeper. What's going on? Did I follow it? Did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? So nobody else came to tell me, oh, you didn't do this. No, it was just up to me. Again, it takes determination. It takes courage. You
Yeah.
know, try to focus and avoid all kinds of distraction.
Okay. Thank you
Yes.
so much for that piece of advice. And that has actually brought us to the end of today's interview. Do you have a copy of your book that you would like to show us?
I have a copy and it's not with me, but if you allow me, I'll get it, but it's not with me right now.
Okay. All right, no problem. Thank you so much for joining us on our show. Your journey
It's
as
mine, yes, ma'am.
has been inspiring, and I'm sure it's going to inspire people out there who would want to get to where they want to. They have a dream, but maybe they don't know how to pursue it. So now they know that they have to set clear goals to be able to achieve that dream. So thank you so much for sharing your journey. Is there any other inspirational advice that you would like to give people out there?
So I have my book website has like a reflection worksheet,
Mm-hmm.
that people can download for free. And that worksheet helps to make those determinations. If you have something to uh, follow or something that you need to do, let's say in the next year, in the next month, something like that, that reflection worksheet tells you, what you need to do, like a reflection questions, what you need to be thinking about, what you need to be doing and how you need to be doing it. So it's yes, and then it comes from the book as well. It comes from the book. The book has some reflection notes, some reflection questions, how to if you are stuck or if you think like you are stuck, and how to get out of that situation and things like that. Yes.
Right.
And my website, it's just creating a life from the ashes in one word.com.
Okay. So for people that want to contact you, they can just go on your website and they'll be able to
Oh
contact.
yes. Oh yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on our show. And until next time, it's Shola and Fidel on mission to inspire, and I hope that we've inspired you. So keep downloading and keep listening, keep watching, and until next time, God bless. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Subscribe if you haven't done so. Like, follow, comment. Until next time. Goodbye.